last time you got Player of the Week?
I don't know if I've ever gotten Player of the Week, to tell you the truth. I'm sure I maybe have once or twice, but this is probably the first time that I can remember. Let's just say it's been long enough where I can't remember.
How much does it mean to you, kind of given the slow start to the season that you had, that all of a sudden here it is this week and the accolades just keep coming?
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming. You haven't really done anything all year, and then all of a sudden you have, a good week and, doing interviews and all that stuff, and pretty much back to what I was in circa 2011. And, it feels good. My main objective was just to come in and help the team and fill a void that Oba left, and it was a big void to fill, and, I think I did a pretty good job of it. So, it's really nice to get these awards and stuff like that, but I don't want to let it get to my head. We still have a game coming up this week, and, I'm hoping to be in the starting lineup again, and if I'm not, then go from there.
No Oba out there today. Have you gotten any word from the coaching staff of what's going on or what your status is for this weekend?
No status. It could just be, keeping him out until the very last second, trying to give as much rest as he can. He was really putting in a lot of work the first 2 months, so, maybe it was just a combination of being burnt out a little bit and a little bit of an injury, and that's that.
This is the first stretch that y'all go into. I think it's 3 games in 9 days, so even health aside, depth is about to become important. Everybody's going to get their chances.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just like during the U.S. Open Cup, you have that game thrown in on Wednesdays, and, you have to have people step up. So I'm sure, me and a couple other guys on the team will definitely get their chance. And when they do, they got to be able to step up, and I got to be able to step up again. And, but these are kind of exciting. 3 games in a week. There's 9 points out there. If we get these 9 points, we can really put some separation between us and the next guys, barring some of the results. So that's our objective. We're looking to take 9 out of 9. We want to turn our home into a fortress.
That second goal of yours came at the end of, I think, a 25-pass sequence. Is it forward when that's going on? Is it your job just kind of keep moving around and being in positions where what's that like when the ball's getting knocked around forever and ever and ever, and you're just waiting for it?
That picture of that thing where it's supposed to be a boat and you just got to stare at it for it? Well, no, I'm just kidding. It's awesome. People are always just like, oh, there was 21 passes down there in the 20 passes down there in the defensive half and all this stuff, and those passes don't mean anything. Barcelona does it. When they do it, it means something. It was a beautiful play up to the goal to create that space. Papa, all those passes gave Papa that much space and gave him the time to look up and find me. We made eye connection. I made the run, perfect through ball, and I finished it.
Do you almost sense sometimes an opponent kind of gets dejected when you guys keep the ball away from that long, or just knocking around?
Because I've been on the other side of that. Everybody's been on the other side of that. When they have the ball the whole time, it's like playing Real Madrid or Barcelona. They just don't give up the ball. When they do, it's like you feel you have to really protect the ball even that much more, because you don't want to give it right back to them, because if you give it back to them, you don't know if you're going to get it back or when you're going to get it back. And I feel like that was one of the things that we did really well. Our video today was pretty much all our possession, and then we had spells there. There were a couple of them where they were a minute and 30 seconds long, and that's really deflating for another team.
I believe in Vancouver after the game you made a little mention to Ante Razov. Has he been useful to you in some way?
Well, Ante runs the shooting now, and I always bug him, and he doesn't always want to give in, but I always bug him. I'm like, hey man, let me do some shooting. We work on all this stuff. We work on all different kinds of angles, and Ante's. I only said that because it was his left foot, and Ante could only score with his left foot. So, it was just kind of a funny comment.
You talked afterwards about wanting more playing time and having a conversation with Ziggy. What's kind of been your relationship with him, not only here but before this?
Well, yeah, before this, we've known each other for a long time, 10 years, and I've gone on about that before. But it was, I just went up to him and I just told him, I'm like, hey man, I want to get in these games. I have to get in. I got the itch real bad, and I've been complaining a little bit, and people might have seen it as that, but when I step on the field and I score 2 goals, I feel like I backed up my talk. So that's what I wanted to do ultimately. Whether it turns into a starting spot, you never know. But what you need to do when you get out there is make sure you give your 100% effort, and you can score goals for the team as a forward.
What do you remember last year from Kansas City? First game as a Sounder, game-winning goal in stoppage time.
I remember that vaguely. Yeah, absolutely. Great memories. Obviously, back here, playing against them, and obviously, I'd love to have something like the same result. I'd love to have a more result like we did last year. Was more comfortable. We don't want to leave it till the 94th minute, but it seems that we have their number, but we definitely don't want to leave it for late goal dramatics again.
Kansas City kind of has a reputation around the league as a particularly physical, sort of bruising team. What do you remember about playing them in the past?
I'd say that's about right. I think that's all started with Colin when he was there. He really kind of set that mentality and that mode for that team. And then they have a bunch of other bruisers. Beasley likes to get in. What's his name? Opara, is that his name?
Yeah.
Guy hurt, Ike Opara.
Yeah.
He got hurt. He was one guy that went and really battled. Espinoza, they all get in really tough. But the good thing about it is, we can deal with that. That's not a big thing. If they want to come in here and foul us, we'll beat them on set pieces, and that's just that. But it's they're a good team. They're going to come in. They're, without being physical, they're very good. They're very skilled, very technical team led by Benny Feilhaber. So it's going to be a tough match at home, but we expect to take 3.